The Dodgers taking ticket requests for the World Series. One can't wait to see Kenley Jansen try to close a game. So Kenley Jansen says who cares after giving up a game-winning home run to the Giants. Tell that to the parents who spent $200 just for tickets to take their kids to the game. The supposed new voice for the Dodgers should think before he opens his mouth. His new contract is not a pass to say dumb remarks to cover his mistake. So, Kenley Jansen doesn't like spring training and spent the whole time fooling around and going home early, flinging footballs instead of firing fastballs, and spouting off to any quote-starved reporter in range. Now that has begun, let's look at the results. 2 appearances, 2 home runs, resulting in 2 Dodgers losses. Kenley's response: who cares? Well, Kenley, we do and you better. If this first week is any indication of the Dodgers, how lucky are the 70% of the people that can't watch? It's obvious to me that the Dodgers' strategy to stay the course with the team that got them to the 2017 World Series is in jeopardy because the competition Giants, D-backs, Rockies has invested and gotten stronger. That new Dodger TV announcer tells us what the Dodgers should be doing to win. How about just calling the game? The Spectrum viewers are being punished enough without having to listen to this drivel. Rooting from the booth is not right. Watching the Final Four, I was struck by how shallow the talent pool is in Division I basketball. I remember North Carolina teams stocked with future NBA Hall of Famers Michael Jordan, James Worthy and Sam Perkins. I saw nary a single NBA player among the Final Four teams. Sad commentary on the demise of collegiate athletics, but the one-and-done rule has destroyed both college and pro basketball. Loyola of Chicago team chaplain Sister Jean consulted the Almighty after the game. Sister Jean: Lord, I prayed as hard as I could for my Loyola Ramblers. What happened? Almighty: Sister, I gave your team a nice half-time lead and then got the Ramblers up by 10 with 12 minutes to go. To be fair, at that point I had to let the game play out and allow the better team to win, which obviously was Michigan. But look at the bright side. Your bobblehead doll is selling like hotcakes. As you know, I work in mysterious ways. My thanks to all those involved in the women's athletic programs at Notre Dame, Mississippi State, Connecticut and Louisville for providing me and the nation with the most exciting Final Four basketball games ever played. And may the country begin to support all the women's basketball programs to the higher level they deserve. A writer from Burlingame chimes in as an authority on the Kings. Dustin Brown: her assessment of dirty play is confused for Brown's ability to do the dirty work. She continues with a tired anchor on the team's salary cap diatribe, when nothing could be further from the truth. In the history of the Kings, one man has led his team to the Stanley Cup as their captain, and he did it twice. He gets no respect, but one day they'll retire his jersey, and it will hang in the rafters of Staples Center with AC sewn back on. The Clippers is pretty much toast. While there were flashes of unexpected brilliance, Lou and Milos, and inspiring amusement, Boban, their inconsistency did them in. The one solid bright spot was the replacement of Homer Mike Smith with a knowledgeable, credible, affable voice in the box, Bruce Bowen, a true student professor maybe of the game. He's been there, done that, and isn't afraid to call out poor play and laud the extra effort. They're not quite Stu and Chick, but Ralph and Bruce aren't bad. Would someone please tell us the real story why Lou Oldeng doesn't play Jack Wishard? Los Angeles memo to the 2 old-timers from Michigan, East Lansing and Ann Arbor: forget LBJ, and do whatever it takes to acquire the Michael Jordan from Delaware, Dante DiVincenzo, and the next Dirk Nowitzki, Moritz Wagner. I had to laugh at the lengths to which reader Kirk Baker went last Saturday to prop up turnover machine Sam Darnold and diminish Josh Rosen. He compared the character of 2 people I doubt he has ever met, and he even tried to relate politics to football. But what he really missed is the fact that Darnold is likely to join a long line of first-round Trojan quarterback busts in the NFL, with college stats that were bloated by hiding behind a superlative offensive line. Bill Plaschik's warm and fuzzy welcome back article for Tiger Woods is out of character for his usual judgmental attitude. Here's a writer who was appalled and outraged when Tom Brady won a football game by almost 40 points using a slightly deflated ball. His self-righteous indignation was uncontrolled at such cheating in the purity of the NFL, an organization where criminal activity, spousal abuse, child abuse and intentional maiming are the part of the agenda. But too siloer in the football. Now back to Tiger. He is the Harvey Weinstein of golf. And like Weinstein, he sought rehabilitation for his so-called problem. In other words, it's not his fault because he's an addict. His real problem is that he is a pig, plain and simple. His fame and wealth give him license to ignore common rules of decency, which he eventually blames on psychological problems. He should be banned from golf for life. Would Plaschke be rooting for a comeback for Weinstein if he was an entertainment writer? Oh boy, let's all hope he comes back and wins an Academy Award. Let's stop worshipping and rooting for these UAL predators. Can we all stop saying Tiger is back? He'll be back when he wins a few tournaments and a major. Right now he's just another very good golfer on the tour, and nobody thinks of the old Tiger as just another very good golfer on the tour. I just read Plaschke's column on the first day of the Tiger Woods Open, also known in some circles as the Masters. Bill spent 95% of a very long article gushing about Woods. He smiled. He laughed. I gagged. He gives a short paragraph to mention Spieth, the leader, and it's a snarky knock. Well, it is early Friday afternoon and Woods is 14 behind and in danger of missing the cut. So Bill gets a really well-deserved rest of the weekend off. To Bill Plaschke's adjectives enlightening, invigorating, and stunning, please add embarrassing. As in, it is embarrassing that in 2018 a golf club holding a women's competition is news. I'll curb my enthusiasm until the day the OLPGA holds a tournament at Augusta with a purse equal to the men's. Rams GM Les Snead deserves an award and perhaps an honorary Ph.D. in experimental chemistry. From 2. While most GMs tinker, the Rams have indisputably transformed the team into an all-star cast. Dr. Snead's and the team's fortunes appeared poised to turn on whether the reformulation amounts to a magic elixir combustible lab test gone awry. The Los Angeles Times welcomes expressions of all views. Letters should be brief and become the property of the Times. They may be edited and republished in any format. Each must include a valid mailing address and telephone number. Pseudonyms will not be used.